I ask Allah to make me love the people. So do I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm studying this da'wah, and I'm studying the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him. And I've come to the conclusion that this man, alayhi salatu wasalam, had an incredible love for the people. Incredible. Not just for the Arabs, but for all of mankind. That's why Allah called him Rahmatil lil Alameen. He's a mercy to all of mankind. And I can give you a lot of examples. But the one thing I want to focus on, and again I made dua, and I think Allah answered my dua. And I'm being honest with you, I just love people. I've probably given more dawah on planes than anywhere else. Don't sit next to me in the plane unless you want me to give you dawah. I've spoken to Jews and Christians and nuns and ministers and black people and white people. I just have a love. Allah made me to have a love for people. Last week I went to Raleigh, North Carolina. I was at LaGuardia Airport. There's a young girl and her mother in front of me. And the girl looked about 15 years old. We had just gone through security. And the girl, she fell out. She had epilepsy, seizure. And I found myself on the verge of tears. I don't know her, I don't know her mother. I just saw how her mother was, going through security. She just was kissing her little daughter and stuff like that. And I felt for the human compassion I felt for her. And I prayed to Allah, and I hope she was okay. So I went through, they made us go to, 2 hour flights, gates. I was in Atlanta, Georgia airport once on my way to Nashville, Tennessee, and I was sitting at my gate, and there was an old white man who was coughing. And he had one of those nasty coughs. You've heard it. And I just so happened to have in my possession what I consider the best cough drops in the world, made out of honey. It works. And they had 2 packs, and I took out 1 pack, and I said, "Here, take this." He said, "How much?" I said, "No." He took one of them, he stopped coughing immediately. He did like this to me. Everybody in that gate loved me. He stopped coughing. And I felt so good that I had, a stranger. This is who we are. I'm on a plane, we just landed, and we getting off the plane, we toward the back of the plane, and there was an old white woman standing there, just, and people getting their stuff, luggage, and getting off the plane, and I went to her and said, "Do you need anything? You need help?" She said, "Yeah, my luggage." "Don't worry, I get it for you." So I got the luggage. I said, "Would you like for me to check it out for you?" She said, "No." I think she called me Sonny. Sonny, I'm doing good. I like that. Sonny's a little young guy, right? So I walked off the plane, and a white woman said to me, she said, "Sir, I saw what you did, and I want to let you know I appreciate that." People always looking at you. I didn't do it for anybody. I didn't do it hoping so. I'm a Muslim, see? I'm helping this non-Muslim. Here I am. No. This is the human thing to do. And I didn't say, "Excuse me, madam, are you Muslim? You need help? Are you Muslim?" Come on, man. Come on, huh? So my point is that, last winter, there was an African-American elderly woman in the store where I get my newspapers near the masjid, a block from the masjid. And she was standing there negotiating how to step down those stairs. And I knew that. I said, take my arm. Take my arm. And I gathered her down there and she said, thank you so much. I'm saying to you that there's something about caring for people. You can't give da'wah if you don't care. If you like, you know, and for me, everybody. You know, drug addict. There's a sister in our community. She's known, like, every once in a while she go visit a crack house. Now, I know you don't know what a crack house. You don't know what a crack house is. You have no idea. You don't know what Imam Siraj told you. Crack? What's a crack house? Where you crack? No. Crack house is like a drug house. She said to me one day, she said, Imam Siraj, you know what I love about you? You don't judge me. You know where I get that from? We correct them, but we don't judge them. I got that from the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him. There was a man named Abdullah. They called him Himar. They called him nickname Donkey. Always getting drunk. Always getting drunk. And the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, you know, used to take the sheets and, you know, kind of hit him. And one of the people cursed him and said, don't help shaitan against your brother. Wallahi, this man loves Allah and the Messenger. You have to understand, the ummah, man, is plenty people. Al-mu'minu qawiyyun al-mu'minu qawiyyu khayrun wa habba ila Allah min al-mu'min da'ifan wa fi kullin khayr. A strong believer is better and more loved by Allah than a weak believer, but there's good in all of them. So that in our community, you the imam. There are people in your, there's people in my community, they have the AIDS virus. You don't know it. I know it. Some of them, you have no idea where they've been, where they come from. Sometimes you want to judge people where they are. Judge them where they came from. So you as the imam, the leader, you know, the parents in the school, you have to understand, man, this is the reality in which we live, and you have to care about the people, all of the people. We started, Shaheen, I don't know if you remember, Masjid At-Taqwa 33 years ago. You were there in the beginning. And when we first started our masjid, 100% African Americans. We had about 25 believers. Allah blessed us over the years. Now, average Jummah, 1,300 people. Now, the African Americans, Imam, maybe 25%. 75% of my masjid immigrants. So they say Imam Siraj, the African American Imam with an immigrant community. And you know what I did? Because of the influx of other nationalities, I incorporated them into the leadership. So it's reflected in our leadership in the community. I'm the Imam, but we have people in the masjid. My assistant Imam, Uthman Abdul Qadir from Sudan. The Hafiz of the Quran from Morocco, Sheikh Hassan, and others. We have, and you know why? And we love each other. And if you study the Quran, and by the way, the people of the book, you will see a heavy emphasis on love. We don't do enough of that. We got too much hatred in the ummah. And Allah does it in a way. See, like for instance, you say, the Prophet said, لا تدخلوا الجنة حتى تؤمنوا ولا تؤمنوا حتى تحبوا. You never go to Jannah until you believe, and you never believe until you love one another. Who you love? You're supposed to love everybody in the ummah. Where's the love? He's so busy. No, man, where's the love? I'll show you another one. You know, Shaheed, you a smart guy. I'm not gonna find it, so I'm not gonna go. You know me when I start looking for stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, you are me. Big trouble. Say, I want to teach you a new word. I got it. Maybe one person here will know this word, and Shaheed, I'm gonna give you a shot. I just learned it, by the way. hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis. Who knows what it means? Raise their hand. Good, we got one. Almost. What'd you say?
Excessive sweating.
Yes. Excessive sweating. People sweat. The heat of the sun, anxiety, anxiousness. On Yom Al-Qiyamah, there's going to be a lot of hyperhidrosis. 50,000 years. People are going to be sweating, waiting for it to be judged by Allah. Some will sweat so much the sweat will come to the ankles, some to their knees, some to their waist, some right here at their mouth and nose, according to the deeds that you did. How to avoid it? One way I just want to mention. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, سبعة يذلهم الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله. 7 people will be shaded by Allah on the day there's no shade except His shade. One of them, 2 people who loved each other for Allah. That's it. They loved each other for Allah. What? That's it. And how long will the believers stand on Yom Al-Qiyamah? According to Hadith, how long will they stand?
50,000.
The disbelievers was stand 50,000 years. How long will the believers stand? Both right. 25,000 years. But it will seem like part of a day. And all you have to do, love somebody for Allah. You see, it's one thing to love somebody. But now they said love for Allah. Where's the love in the ummah? It's remarkable. And by the way, Christians say the same thing. Jesus, according to what they say, I'm trying to make a point. Jesus said, love one another like as I loved you. Another one, how could you say you love God whom you've never seen and don't love your brother whom you see? Love, 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 man. When you act like that, that's not all. We about Aqidah. We are about Aqidah, but we also about love. And no one exhibited that love more than the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him. Listen to this. This blew me away. لَعَلَّكَ بَخِعٌ نَفْسَكَ أَلَّا يَكُونُوا مُؤْمِنِينَ. He was so serious about his job of da'wah, Allah had to console him. Perhaps you would fret yourself to death because they don't believe in this, because they don't believe. He's concerned. Are we concerned that these people, they don't believe? Your neighbors? Before I came here, I was getting in my car, I ran into my neighbor. His name is Malik. He's a non-Muslim. I said, Malik, man, couple months, man, we're going to have Ramadan. You told me you're going to do Ramadan with me. You see, I'm going to try. I'll give it a try. I'll try a couple of days. We talk to our neighbors about, we talk. But there's no concern. Let me give you another one about the Prophet. What I'm talking about, you can't give dawah because you don't care. You don't care about the people. You think you care about them, you walk right past them. Imam, 1 block north from my masjid is a what do you call this place? That big armory. It's a homeless shelter for African American Latino men. Pass by all the time. Do you think people homeless? So we do some things for them time to time, not enough. Right? The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, one day, he raised his hand and said, Allahumma ummati ummati ubaka. Oh Allah, ma ummah. Then he started crying. Why are you crying? So Allah, He sees everything. Ya Jibril, idhab ila Muhammad fa'as'ahu ma yubkika. Oh Jibril, go down to Muhammad and ask him why he crying. You know why he's crying? He's crying for us. He's straight. You think he's not straight? Yom Kippur? Allah put him in the high place. You think he's not straight? How come Yom Kippur? Give me some napkins. How come Yom Kippur, the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said that he will knock at the gate of Jannah? Put half of that out. He knock at the gate of the door of Jannah, and the angel said, "Who is it?" Qala Muhammad. It's Muhammad. Thank you. It's Muhammad. And then the angel will say, "It's for you. I was ordered not to let anybody in before you." He's straight. He's good. You think you good? You straight? Huh? And if you think you got it made, I don't think I got it made. Imam, you think you got it made? I don't think I got it made. So he got it made. He got, oh, listen, he's good. But you know what? He concerned about everybody. You know what Imam Jawziyah said? He said, if you don't see me in Jannah, ask about me. You probably don't think that makes sense. Let me tell you why it makes sense. Get a chance, read Muslim Hadith, volume number 1, the Book of Faith. Do you agree that sometimes in the hereafter people will see each other? Like the people in Jannah will see the people in hell, the people in hell will see the people in Jannah, people in hellfire will see one another? Let me give you a couple examples. First example. The people in Jannah will look down at the people in hellfire and say, "Ma salakakum fi saqar?" What has landed you in the hellfire? قَالُوا لَمْ نَكُمْ مِنَ الْمُصَلِّينَ. We're those who didn't make salat. That's why you're in the hellfire? Yeah, we didn't make salat. وَلَمْ نَكُمْ نُطْعِمُ مِسْكِينَ. And we didn't feed the poor. That's why you're in the hellfire. You didn't feed the poor. You don't care about the poor people? Huh? You don't care about those poor people? Now you're in the hellfire. That's one. Number 2. The people in Jannah will look at the people in the hellfire and say, ربنا إخواننا كانوا يصلون معنا ويصلون معنا ويصومون معنا وتحجوا معنا. Oh Allah, our brothers, they used to fast with us. They used to pray with us. They used to go to Hajj with us. So you know what, Imam, I'm thinking Allah's going to say? You don't know who put them in the hellfire. I put them there. You don't know why I put them there, because they showed as if they were believing. That's what I'm thinking. You know what Allah will say? أَخِرِجُوا مِنْ عَرَفْتُمْ. Take out of the hellfire those whom you recognize. Because you care about your brother, even though you in Jannah, you good. But you look and you see your brother and you're so concerned, you ask Allah about him. So Imam Jawziyah said, if you don't see me in Jannah, ask about me. Let me give you the last one. People in hellfire. They're going to gather around a man. And say, wait a minute, man, we recognize you. Didn't you enjoin the good and forbid the evil? Yeah. I enjoined the good, but I didn't do it myself. I forbade the evil, but I did the evil myself. So the first person you're going to give dawah to is yourself. You got to start with yourself. See, because it don't make sense. You calling people to something that you ain't even practicing yourself. You're a munafiq. You're the hypocrite. The sin of the person wasn't that he was calling people to that which he wasn't doing. The sin that he wasn't doing it. See, he didn't make salat. He told people to make salat. He wasn't making salat. He told people to stay away from zina. He wasn't staying away from zina. Permission to be honest with you? Speak frank? Or should I hide it? Tell me.
Tell the truth.
Speak frank.
Speak frank.
Maybe painful. Huh? Do it.
Good.
If Shaheed tell me to do it, I'll do it. It's up to him.
Do it, brother Imam.
Okay. And I'm saying, and I'm trying to be as sensitive as I can. There's an imam, famous imam. He, head of the community, intelligent brother, studied abroad. He stole from his masjid. Stole a lot of money. People confronted him. He said, yeah, I took it. I ain't giving it back. Pulled a gun out on the brother. Finally, they got rid of the imam. And know what his problem was? He was on drugs. He was on drugs. I called some people that I knew him. I said, do you hear, he said, Imam, man, everybody knows he's a drug addict. I said, Imam, he's a drug addict. So, see, you may think that that's alcohol, drugs it's a minor thing, it's a major thing. It can even affect imams and do stuff that they ordinarily wouldn't do. So we try to do an intervention, we try to help the imam. So the thing is, do you care about people? That's the issue. This is the issue I want you to get about the da'wah, and before you, kaifa, how you do it, how you do the da'wah, you gotta first care about the people. Now, second thing. I'm going to have someone read from the Quran, chapter 16:125. Read the English. 16:125. Somebody, anybody. 16:125. Read the English first. Yes, sir. Good. Please.
Call. I'll give you that.
Get there's a mic there. There's a mic.
Call to the way of your Lord with wisdom and goodly exhortation, and have disputations with them in the best manner. Surely your Lord best knows those who go astray from his path, and he knows best those who follow the right way.
Very good. Anyone have a slight different translation? Basically, in English? Okay, read it again, brother, and again loud. Yeah, you got get another one? Yes, let me hear it. Give him the mic, brother. Give him the mic.
Yeah, I got one. 116. 121. I got it.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. He said, invite people to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good counsel, and argue with them in the best of manners. Surely your Lord knows best the one who deviates from his way, and he knows the best the ones who are on the right path.
Excellent. What does that mean to you all? What does that mean to you? Call to the way of the Lord with wisdom, beautiful preaching, argue with them in ways that are best. What does that mean to you?
Genuine discourse, conversation, inviting, and at the same time, not a weak position.
Okay, good. Yes. Bil hikmah, with wisdom, good. Anything else? Now I want someone to read it in Arabic and see if that changes your view a little bit about the verse. Someone read it in Arabic.
Yusuf, what's your Yusuf, what's your 16?
Yeah. 16:125.
Imam, what's your here? Read it. Someone already got it.
Give him the other mic. Give him the good mic.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.
Now, I want you to translate it. You read it in Arabic now. I want you to translate it.
ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة. Make da'wah in the sake of Allah with wisdom. والموعظة الحسنة. That I don't know. I know حسنة موعظة, maybe remind them. وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. And argue with them بالتي هي أحسن. The one that is good. إن ربك هو أعلم بمن ضل عن سبيله. Allah alone knows who goes astray.
Excellent.
وهو أعلم بالمهتدين.
What's the difference between the one he read in Arabic and the one was done in English? Is there a difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Martha said the Lord knows the one that goes astray.
Good. What's the difference?
More effective.
More effective? Okay. Hmm? Yes.
Don't judge people.
Yes. There's some, huh? Maximum love. Yeah, I love you, man. See, you cheating, man. No, there's something that is critical, and the language is so important because it gives you another degree. Yes.
It's only Allah.
Yes.
Guidance comes from Allah.
Yes. Yes. Hmm? Yes. Hmm? This is the question. Who is Allah speaking to? Ha! Ha! He said the Ummah. Is that true?
Yes.
Is that true? Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah.
No! No! No, it's not true! No! Huh?
All mankind.
No! Yes!
The Prophet
Ah, let me give you a hug, man. You see, the Arabic is precise. The English don't give you to you. Although, ila sabiq, ila rabbika. Ya Muhammad, you invite the people bil hikmah. Because I don't know what hikmah is. He knows. He knows what hikmah is. Leave it up to us, man. We go fishing. Everybody don't know what I just said. So we have to ask the question, how did he do it? What wisdom did he use? What beautiful exhortation did he use? So, one more point. I want someone to read. By the way, do you agree with my final three best da'i? Do you agree with me? I said the Ibrahim alayhi salam, Muhammad, and Noah. Do you agree with it? Who agree with that? You agree? Somebody want to argue?
Just the order.
Huh?
Just the order of.
Just now you ask me something I can't do, right? I want you to read one verse from the Quran, and then I'm going to start to somebody read chapter 71, verse 26. Read it in Arabic, then in English. 71, 26. You got it, Mike?
Yes.
You're going to use it.
وقال نوح رب لا تذر على الأرض من الكافرين ديارا.
Good. Again, loud.
وقال نوح رب لا تذر على الأرض من الكافرين ديارا.
Tarjum. Translate.
My question?
Yes. Oh no, not yours. I don't like your translation. Somebody give me, no, this mess with you. Give me a translation, yes.
And Noah said, Lord, do not leave any of the disbelievers on the earth.
Wow. Wow. Say that again, man.
And Noah said, Lord, do not leave any of the disbelievers on the earth.
Not one. Don't leave any on the face of the earth. Not one disbeliever. What you think about that, Dua?
He wants everybody to be guided.
Again? Again?
He wants everyone to be guided.
He what?
He wants everybody to be guided to
He wants everybody to be guided? This is what the dua was. No, read that again. Come on, man. Read it again.
And Noah said, Lord, do not leave any of the disbelievers on the earth.
Don't leave any disbeliever on the face of the earth. Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to come to that. I'm going to see how you feel about that. Yes. For real? For real?
In context, he made that dua after like how many years of him
Very good.
down and how many years. So I mean, he made that dua after he spent so much years
Good Lord.
trying to lead the people.
I like that.
After they rejected, is when he made that dua. He didn't make that dua often. So I mean, it is a reflection.
Very nice. May Allah bless you. Very nice. Yes.
After he made that dua,
Yeah, I know. Not yet. I'm saving that. How many think in any way that dua was in any way inappropriate? Yes.
I actually sometimes compare Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam
Very good.
with the Nuh alayhi salam.
Good.
And I said,
Good.
Prophet Sallallahu was stoned in Taif.
Good.
And what was his dua when,
Very good.
came out? And he says, if you allow, crush them. But Prophet Sallallahu said, no. If not these, some of it, their generation will be
You said exactly what I wanted you to say. This is beautiful. It is, if you would, a contrast. When Allah sent the angels of the mountains to the Prophet ﷺ, Allah the Almighty saw and heard what they did and gave the Prophet the opportunity to crush them. The context of that, Aisha radiallahu anha asked him, Ya Rasulullah, هل أتى عليك يوم كان أشد من يوم أحد? Has it been a day more difficult than Uhud? He mentioned this day. Uhud, his uncle, was killed. Companions killed. They were, sisters, excuse me, I'm talking to brothers for a minute about baseball, right? You don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear this, right? You want to hear about baseball? Yes? They don't want to hear about no baseball. Brothers, it's the 9th inning. 2 outs. 2 strikes. You win it 10-0. You gonna win that game? Huh? Oh, huh? Oh, inshallah. You gonna play the inshallah card on me, right? That was good. The battle was there. We won it. It's over. All the Muslims had to do is stay on their posts. Put my posts on him and properly relieved. And they disobeyed the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him. It was turned around and had a crushing defeat. That has to be his worst day. He said, no. Taif was worse than that. Why? Because Allah gave him a choice. And I think, Imam, I've been thinking about this hadith for years. I think the difficulty was, here was a moment that he could have gotten revenge. And at that moment, he said, no, maybe Allah will bring from their loins one who would believe in Allah and not associate partners with him. That's exactly what happened. Taif became 100% Muslim. But what about Noah? See, you contrasting it. Good. So what do you say about Noah? After you learn about what the prophet did, what do you say about Noah? Yes.
Well, not all prophets manifest mercy all the time.
Very good. Let me tell you something about Allah. If Noah did anything inappropriately, Allah would have dealt with it. Somebody get Abasa for me. Somebody get Abasa. What's the 80? 80?
80. It's 80.
88?
No, it's 80.
Huh?
It's 80.
80. Read it. Listen to it. Give him the mic.
عبس وتولى أن جاءه الأعمى وما يدريك لعله يزكى أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى أما من استغنى.
Translate.
He frowned and turned his back because there came to him the blind man.
Wait a minute, man. Wait. He frowned and turned his back. Who frowned? The prophet. Turned his back to who? The blind man. Go ahead.
And what would make you know that he would purify himself or become reminded so that the reminder should profit him?
You know something? I was in my masjid one day, right? Reading the Quran. And I read this ayat. وَمَنْ تَسْقُطُ مِنْ وَرَقَ إِلَّا يَعْلَمُهَا. There's not a leaf that falls except Allah knows it. I said, wow, that's a powerful ayat. So I walk out my masjid and I go east, going to get my newspaper down Hakeem Street. And as I'm walking, I'm reciting, وَمَنْ تَسْقُطُ مِنْ وَرَقَ إِلَّا يَعْلَمُهَا. There's not a leaf that falls except Allah knows it. And I'm looking on the ground and I notice thousands of leaves on the ground. Thousands of leaves. I'm saying, what? So I did some research. I want to know how many trees on the planet. According to the scientists, 3 trillion trees. Some trees having as many as 350,000 leaves. And you mean to tell me Allah knows every leaf? You know what it made me understand? He don't miss nothing. A frown of the prophet. What was he doing? What was he doing? He doing dawah. To whom? Powerful leaders of the Quraysh. He doing that. It's like talking to Trump. I'm saying. No. I'm saying. No. No. I'm saying. So the prophet, he's doing something good. The least little thing. Not only Allah see it, he address it. He could have pulled the prophet to the side. Yo, come on, man. He let the whole world see. He let the whole world see. Somebody get for me, ليس لك من الأمر شيء يتوب عليهم أو يعذبهم فإنهم ظالمون. Somebody get that for me. ليس لك من الأمر شيء. You know the verse I'm talking about? You know the verse I'm talking about? You found it?
Ali Imran 128.
What is it?
Ali Imran.
Yeah, read it for me.
128.
ليس لك من الأمر شيء أو يتوب عليهم أو يعذبهم فإنهم ظالمون.
Go ahead.
ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض يغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله غفور رحيم.
Translate.
There is not for you from the matter.
You who?
Rasulullah.
Rasulullah. ليس لك من أمر شيء. Go ahead.
Or the decision, or whether he should cut them down. This is the translator. Or forgive them, or punish them. For indeed they are oppressors.
Very good.
And to Allah belongs what is in the heavens and what is in the earth. He forgives whomever He wills and punishes whomever He wills. And Allah forgives all sins and is the merciful Redeemer.
We have to learn the asbabu ayatul Quran, the circumstances under which the verses were revealed, the tafsir, the explanation. This didn't just jump out. Something happened. Something happened that made Allah reveal that. Who's He talking to? The Prophet alayhi salam. See something about Allah? See, Allah don't play favorites. You know what I mean? He don't play favorites. In terms of justice, fairness, rightness, He's gonna correct you if you make a mistake. Imam, you know the circumstances under this? Okay, anybody know the circumstances? What happened?
They had Umar and Abu Bakr give different opinions as to what to do with it.
Oh no. The Prophet ﷺ was making dua. That Allah cursed this one, Allah cursed that one, Allah cursed that one. And everyone he said became Muslim. I have it, I can't find myself, I think I left it in the other room. So Allah is telling his prophet, yo man, you cursing, I'm saying it ain't up to you. The point I'm saying, if Noah did something inappropriate, Allah would have addressed it. When the Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, وَاشْدُرْ عَلَىٰ قُلُوبِهِمْ فَلَا يُؤْمِنُوا حَتَّى يَرَوْا الْعَذَابَ. When Moses said, oh Allah, make them harden their hearts so they will not believe until they see the punishment. You know what Allah said? Allah answered that dua. So Fir'aun and they're trying to say it. They're trying to say just at that moment. So if it's inappropriate, Allah will say it. Sheikh was right. He was right. This young man here was right. 950 years. Allah, I called them night and day in public and private. And then the context, the verse after, someone said it. What was the verse after? You see, when the prophets make dua, they give a rationale. Why I'm making this dua? They give a rationale. What was the rationale?
They don't misguide.
Again? Yeah. If you lead them, all they're going to do is mislead your folks, your people. And by the way, they're only going to produce more kafirs. This was after Allah revealed, ain't nobody else among them going to believe. Noah, I just see what I want you to do. I don't want you to get on Noah as if he did something inappropriate. My only point is that if he did something inappropriate, Allah would have dealt with it. Okay. You got enough stamina to go a little bit more? I'm almost finished. We had the line, man. We can do it? Amen? We can do it? Huh? We can do it? All right. Can I give you my greatest day as a da'i? I love da'wah. Would you like to hear my greatest day as a da'i? I think you can learn something from it. It was in 2008, 2007, Texas State University in San Marcos. It was like a few days before Easter. I was invited by the MSA to give a lecture at this university, and I'm telling you, the place was packed. I'm talking about maybe 700, 800 people. In the auditorium, every seat was taken. It was so crowded, people sat in the aisles, even they sat on the stage, they stood on the background, and the door was open, people on the outside trying to get in. The place was packed. And one of the professors who introduced me, he said, Imam Siraj, I want to let you know something. Many of these students have to go, they got a class or something, so at some point, you're going to see a lot of them get up and leave. I want to let you know it's not you. They have this class to go to. No, but I appreciate it. He was really being very kind, I guess. Right? And I said, okay, so let me tell you what the MSA students had given me as a topic. The topic was, what did Jesus really say? What you think about that topic? What you think about that topic? What you think?
Pro-Islamic. Pro-Islamic.
Pro-Islamic, okay. What you think about that topic?
I wanted to clarify that Muslims are very
Good? Yes.
To bridge that connection between Christians.
Again?
To bridge that connection.
Bridge the connection, okay. Shahid, what you think about that topic?
Did he really say something or someone said?
Good. What do you think about that title? I didn't like it. I changed it. Let me tell you why. When you say, what did Jesus really say, you implying you don't know. I'm going to tell you. Imam Siraj is here. I'm going to break it down for you. Because you don't know what Jesus said. I'm going to tell you what he said. I'm telling you. Bil hikmah, wisdom, that wasn't wisdom. Instead, I said, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, students, faculty, president, I'm here to give you an Islamic perspective of Jesus, peace and blessing be upon him. What the Muslims say about Jesus. First thing I did, I disarmed them. Oh, what the Muslims say? Oh, okay, that's what the Muslims say. You can't argue with me what we say, what the Muslims believe about Jesus. I gave a talk, one of my best ever, best in da'wah ever. I gave a talk, nobody left. When I finished, I said, we're going to make our prayer now. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So I said, 10 minutes, lecture's over, they're gonna go. I came back, nobody left. Nobody left. When I finished, the professor took the mic and said, Imam Siraj, the entire university should have heard this speech. And all I did, I didn't quote one verse from the Bible, or Quran, about Jesus and the love that the Muslims have for Jesus. Miracles that you have in your book, we have even more miracles than that. Believe in those miracles, and here's more. And the day of judgment will not happen until the return of Jesus. All of that I did. And I did something else. You see, Sheikh, I got something over you. And you, and you, and you. Not you. You, and 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 you, not you. Not you. Not you. You, yes, you too. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said something that made me happy. إذا آمن الرجل بعيسى ثم آمن بي فله أجران. Whoever believes in Jesus and then believes in me will have a double reward. Ha! We believed in Jesus. When the lecture was over, question and answer period. Young man named Dan Rather. Dan Rather, yeah. It's not that one. He asked me questions, but the questions he asked me wasn't like, yeah, man, but no, it was like questions of like, wow, that's interesting. Wallahi, I fell in love with him. I said to myself, if anyone would ever take Shahada, he would take Shahada. It was so clear to me. We had an affinity, man. We had a love for one another. But he was the head of the Christian society on the campus. Really good guy, right? About 3 months later, I get a call from his mother. She said, this is Imam Siraj. I said, yes. She said, Imam Siraj, I want to tell you something. That my son was in an automobile accident and he died. And I wanted to tell you, she wrote. Obviously, you made a tremendous impact on him. How I got your address, he had your card in his wallet. For a mother, a Christian mother, to write an imam saying how much you had impact on her son, for her to take the time to do that, you know something was happening. I believe that he accepted Allah. Allah knows best, but I felt it even then, before she wrote that. When she wrote that, I really felt it. So I'm saying to you is that one of the most important things about da'wah is hikmah. You said it. I give you one more. In Australia, a brother named Diab Muhammad, he got these billboards. He paid money for billboards, and in the billboard he put, this was again near Easter, I came to visit them in Australia, Jesus, a prophet of Islam. What you think about that? Think about it. Billboard. You like it? Yeah, you like it? You like it? You like it? Shaheed, you like it?
I like it.
Really?
The Prophet of Islam.
Yeah.
Said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
You really do?
I like it.
Do you really like it? You love it?
Yes.
It's not hikmah.
Huh?
It's not hikmah.
Why is it not hikmah?
Controversial.
They don't understand.
And that's exactly what happened. I told him, I said, beloved, I understand where you're coming from. It's true. There was an outrage in Australia because of that. Because you understand that's the most sacred, and you say like he's Muslim. Yeah, of course we understand it. We understand what you mean. But for them, and all over the media, they had this backlash against that. And I told him, I said, well, he said, well, Imam, it did good because at least we had the conversation. I said, no, brother. There's better ways to do it. There's a lot of things we can do. So what I'm doing now, I think it's with wisdom. I'm almost finished. Can you do a little longer? Yeah. Huh? I know it's hard. I know. I got it. You can make it? You sure? Inshallah. You want another break? Inshallah. Look, I'm almost finished. Listen, I'm really almost finished, right? I'm almost finished. Last point I think I want to make is this. You gotta understand priority in giving dawah. When you plant a tree, the tree don't start growing up before it goes down. You plant the tree and it gets roots. You've got to deal with foundation. Two examples and then we close. The Prophet Muhammad والسلام, sent Mu'adh to Yemen. He said, فَيَكُنْ أَوَلَ مَا تَدْعُوهُمْ إِلَىٰ أَنْ يُوَحِدَ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى. Let the first thing you invite them to is the oneness of Allah, not law. So you get people in America who practicing all kinds of stuff. You shouldn't do that. You're gonna go to hell. You boom, boom, boom. You blah, blah, blah. You boom, boom, boom. No, man. This is why Aisha radiallahu anha had said, if the first thing that Allah revealed, that tashrabu khamra, don't drink khamra, don't commit zina, had that been the first thing that Allah revealed, the people would have said, we will never give up khamra. So Allah did it in a gradual way. You're trying to get people to stop drinking, and you go after drinking. That's not how Allah did it. Allah went after him first. If you go after him first, watch what happens. And when Allah revealed, فَاجْتَنِبُوهُ لَعَلَكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ, give up the alcohol. They said Sahaba had the alcohol about to drink it. If it were us, we would say, one more. let me it's already there. Let me tell you something happened. One of the brothers went to one of those fellowship meetings. And so there's Muslims and non-Muslims. So when a Muslim brother came and saw a brother eating some meat, he said, brother, you can't eat, that's pork. The brother said, well, it's too late now. Really? Really? So Sahaba, once the ayat was revealed, they were just drinking a few minutes ago. Once the ayat was revealed, they poured it out, and they said that the wine down the streets of Medina like a river. Because Allah prepared them. Psychologically, He prepared them. You know, لا تقربوا صلاة وأنتم سكر حتى تعلموا ما تقولون. Don't go near salat while you're intoxicated until you know what you're saying. So the Muslims say, oh, okay, I can't make salat. I've been drinking. Now they say, okay, let me wait, make my salat, then drink something. But it's gradual. And that's the point. Has to be, when you're giving dawah, you got to know you got to do it in the right order. And when you love the people, you will. So that finishes my workshop. Let me tell you something that we want to do right now, my master the Taqwa. In the spring, we want to launch a massive dawah program. In Brooklyn, Imam, I'm going to bring you there. It's called Marcy Projects. I spent some of my life there, Marcy Projects. You've heard of Marcy Projects, right? We plan to execute a massive dawah program. There are 27 buildings, 1,007 apartments, over 4,000 people. Half of them Latino. I called Muhammad Fletcher from Dallas, Texas, has an organization called Islam in Spanish. This is one of the master da'i in America, Colombian. He took Shahada, gave his father Shahada, gave his mother Shahada, former gang members gave them Shahada. A lot of people introduced to Islam through him. His father now works with him in Islam in Spanish. I called him and said, I want you to come here with us. Bring some of the Latino brothers. Now we're going to knock on every door. What we're going to do? How many of you heard of Why Islam? Ikna Why Islam? We partnership with them. We want you to give us the dawah pamphlets. We will take them. We will knock on the doors and we will give them to all the people. How many of you heard of Ikna Relief? We partnership with them. So what we want you to give us some chickens. We want you to give us some beans. So we knock on the door, Mr. Jones, we're the Muslims. Here, I have this pamphlet, please take it. Also, here's your chicken Here's your beans, here's your rice. Not only that, we spoke to our Muslim doctors. Where's the cardiologist that I met? We spoke to our Muslim doctors. They're going to come there that day. They're going to be downstairs. And downstairs we have our doctors check your blood pressure, check your... Also, we got this for your children. And so we're going to try it there. And we're going to go to all the go to all the projects in New York City. Make a massive dawah. About 4 years ago, Sunday morning, the brothers at Top Work went out with these pamphlets, went to a project, we gave out 100,000 flyers. Who is Muhammad? People were stopping us and saying, can I get one, brother? Give me, can I get one? Shamim Siddiqui, one of our senior senators, went with us. He went with me, knocking on the doors. You cannot imagine what it means when people see the Muslims. I believe, honestly, that we represent the salvation for this country. That's one of the great ironies. The country is going south, really, and fast. And with President Trump, and I'm being honest with you, the Washington Post, was it Washington Post? Washington Post, right? Did an article, the first 228 days, something, Trump's administration told over 1,000 something lies. This country is in bad shape, I'm telling you. Colin Toynbee was right. The signs are there. The question is, are we going to do anything about it? And let me tell you the caveat. This is the caveat. We're on the same ship. If they go down, we go down. This is why the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said, if you stop them, you save them and you save yourself. If you let them go, you destroy them and you destroy themselves. Watch. Everything that's happening in the non-Muslim community will come in the Muslim community. It's happening right now. Issues that they're having, we're having. And the Prophet hinted at it. You will follow those who came before you step by step and inch by inch, so that if they crawled in the hole of a lizard, you fall right in behind them. It's happening. Issues that is happening there. Drugs in the outside world, drugs in the masjid. I give examples. Drugs in the masjid. The Imam, they say in Philadelphia, the biggest drug sellers are Muslims. I heard that for a long time. I called the Imams in Philly. I said, Imam, I heard. He said, it's true. So we got a lot of work to do. Clean up the internal contradictions among ourselves and go to work. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us. I thank you so much for coming. You have been unbelievable. You stayed here. You must have drunk something or taken something. Or, I mean, really, some of you like, keep your eyes open like that. I know, huh? My Lord. So thank you so much for coming. Thank the Imam for allowing us to come for hand all the work that you did to facilitate this. May Allah bless all of you and hope that you got something. Assalamu alaikum.
Takbir. Takbir. Takbir.
No way, for real? Are you serious? Nice job.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Please give Imam Siraj a round of applause. Alhamdulillah, shukrillah. Again, we are honored to have Imam Siraj here, and we pray that you visit us regularly, and we promise to visit you regularly and to support you in your efforts and your dawah project. Inshallah ta'ala. May Allah ta'ala make us among those who call people to Islam in our time. We wanted to open up for a Q&A.
Yes,
okay with
that's fine.
Okay, fine. So we have two wireless mics. If we can have one on the ladies' side, one on the gentleman's side. I know. And please, no khutbahs. Right. No khutbahs, please. Keep your questions short and to the topic, please. Inshallah.
Thank you so much. I want to thank our writer, did a magnificent job. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. You could not have done better.
That's good.
Like,
How we should give dawah to our leadership this time. We only work as a blind man.
only as a what? What'd you say?
We work in election as a blind man. And we are like a cheap person with our blood, our money, our vote is for the
Let me tell you something that I noticed from the Quran. Listen to the instruction that Allah gave. اذهبا إلى فرعون إنه طغى قولا له قولا لينا لعله يتفكر أو يخشى. اذهبا is a commandment, but it's speaking to two people. You too, Moses and Harun, go to Pharaoh and say to him gentle words. Perhaps he would receive admonition and fear Allah. You learn this from Donald Trump, President Trump. He is thick-skinned. You know what Michelle Obama said? Eloquently. I was in London, man, 3 o'clock in the morning. She gave a speech. She said, we've always been taught that when they go low, we go high. I love that. Donald Trump's motto is that when you go low, we go lower. So Allah is teaching us human nature. He knows what Fir'aun is going to do and not going to do. But he's teaching his prophets that, listen, man, say gentle words. Even to him, say gentle words. We have an obligation to speak the truth. You ever hear of Harvard University Law School? Harvard University Law School is one of the most prestigious universities in the world. Do you know that in the entrance of the faculty library at Harvard Law School is an ayah from Quran that they say is the greatest expression of justice? All you who believe, stand out firmly for justice as witnesses for Allah. That's Harvard Law School. Our duty isn't to make people believe. No one can believe except by the permission of Allah. But the one thing that you have to do, we have to, I meant to say it as da'i, is that what we do has to be non-violent. And I'm not coming from no punkish, scared. No, this is Sharia. 13 years given dawah in Mecca. No mention of fighting until they migrated to Medina, became a state. وَقَاتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ. And fight in the way of Allah those who fight against you and don't go beyond the boundaries. Allah loves not those who go beyond the boundaries. Wasn't revealed until after the migration. All that persecution that they had in those first 13 years in Mecca, never fought back. Patient. I learned that. So we go to our leaders, whoever they are, if they're leader of the masjid. Can I tell you something that happened to me about 5 months ago? Imam, I was embarrassed. A Muslim community invited me to give a talk to their community. It was all day. They had a program with non-Muslims and the Muslims all day. And I prepared. 2 hours before I was going to go to their masjid, they called me, said, Imam, the media called us, said, why you invite Imam Siraj? I said, and what you tell him? Imam, it's not me, it's the board. I said, brother, it's okay. I won't come. It embarrassed me because you're so scared. I go all over the world. I go to every masjid. I go to churches. I go to synagogues. I give talk. And because the media asks you, why are you bringing Imam Siraj? You had no answer. People found out, they were mad at him. They called me the other day, man. They said they want to come see me. The same people want to come see me. I'm open. But my thing is, don't be scared. And listen, it's human nature. We talked about some of the reluctancy of giving dawah. We're nervous. It's like, man, I don't want to be rejected. And it's a real thing. But when you go to the leaders and you do it the right way, with hikmah, tell them, whoever the leaders are, you tell them. And Allah is not guaranteeing us the results. And this is why the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, said that there will be prophets on Yom Al-Qiyamah who will come with a handful of followers. Some only 2 followers, some none. So the results ain't up to us. All you have to do is make the effort. Nuh, alayhi salatu wasalam, he made the effort. So go to the leaders, don't be afraid. And through us, Allah will give us barakah, inshallah. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
And we have the microphone, so
you see, this doctor is a cardiologist, man. Don't mess with him. Go ahead.
Jazakumullah khair for such a nice and motivational lecture, presentation, advice. Very kind. I just wanted to touch back on the topic we were discussing about Nuh alayhi salam. So I just wanted to understand some of the hikmah, maybe some of the Mufassirin may have said something about the difference, the way he said at the end to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, this surah Nuh actually finishes with the, رَبِّ فِلِّ وَلِي وَلِدِيَّ وَلِمَنْ دَخَلَ بَيْتِيَ مُؤْمِنًا وَلِمُؤْمِنَاتٍ وَلَا تَزِدِ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا تَبَارًا. Again, the same dua is actually repeated in even more stern way. So just save mu'mini and people who come to my house and my parents and all those, but destroy وَلَا تَزِدِ الظَّالِمِينَ.
For a long time, I looked at that verse, right, and I'm kind of like, ugh, that's kind of hard. See, that's hard. But you know what? You have to see the context of Allah revealing to him, ain't nobody else going to believe. It's not like he said, oh man, I'm frustrated. I've been doing this 900. No, you never get that. I'm frustrated. I've been doing this 950 years. Allah, destroy all of the disbelievers. I think it shows see, if Allah sent the angels of punishment to the Prophet, it means that the Prophet had a choice. Meaning that it was okay with Allah. Just give the order. Because it reached the point where the Prophet would have been justified. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed you, if the Prophet is the most merciful, that's what you know what I mean? When I say he's merciful, that was his mission, that's just who he is. He's just so, so caring. And I'm not saying that not caring, but he's obeying Allah and everything. But in a real sense, he knows Allah has given him that option. And the option is okay, it's legitimate, because Allah don't criticize it. So I think that in light of the fact, as my young brother said, that Allah had already revealed, and nobody else going to believe. So he got the hint, he got it. Okay. And then the other thing is he's concerned about the believers. Think about this, right? Think about this. How many believers do you know used to believe, no longer believe? I was at Reagan Airport one day, and US Air, during Ramadan, sitting at my gate, waiting for my flight. A man comes to me and says to me, he says, is that the Quran you're reading? I said, yes, sir. He said, I used to read the Quran. He said, is this Ramadan? I said, yes. He said, you fasting? I said, yes, sir. He said, I used to fast. Then he said, are you a Muslim? I said, yes. I used to be a Muslim. Only then did I close my Quran and started talking to him. I felt that he needed me to talk to him. And I talked, gave dawah. I was concerned. until they announced my flight was boarding now. So I got up and said, that's my flight. They're boarding the plane now. He said, I'll never forget this, he said, I work at this airport. And that plane can't move until I tell it to move. Sit down. I said, yes, sir. And the reason I sat down, because I felt that he needed that. Finally, they called me. If you ask me, I think that day he came back to Allah. Allah knows best. No one will ever say I didn't try. I tried. I did my best. So, people are different. Abu Bakr and Umar are different. Right? So after the battle of Badr, what should we do with these prisoners? Abu Bakr, he's like the prophet. Let them go, get some ransom. The Muslims, we need money, get some ransom. Umar, what you say? Not only kill them, our relatives should kill our relatives. Both positions legitimate. Umar, that's just Umar. And by the way, I meant to do this. Listen to this dua of the Prophet. Allahumma izz al-Islam bi Umar ibn al-Kitab or bi Abi Jahl ibn Hisham. Oh Allah, strengthen Islam with either Umar or Abu Jahl. Umar becomes Muslim. Now, any of you, if Allah give you one dua that you can make to make anyone Muslim, if you just say it, they become Muslim, who would you say? Tell me, raise your hand and tell me, who would you want to be a Muslim if it's up to you? Somebody living. Yes. Huh? Trump. How many want Trump to be Muslim? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? You said no. She said,
I want the Pope.
Okay, wait. I heard the Pope, Obama, but wait a minute. Trump, let me just stop Trump for a minute. Why?
Because he is very aggressive, very powerful. He has influence. He actually commands people's attention.
What, 34%?
No. Actually, he came out of nowhere to win this election.
Okay.
I thought it was very impressive.
Good. Why the Pope?
He as a religious person, probably more amenable to the message.
More amenable? Why Obama? Which one? The Michelle or? Why?
I think he's like, he's become progeny from Muslim, and he has in his heart is like, he has roots,
Good.
I think his action is,
Who else?
and also he has influence.
Good. That's what I want to hear. If you think about it, yes, sir, go ahead. Again? Bill Gates. I got you. You don't have to say nothing else. Bill Gates. I got you. But think about this, right? It's legitimate for anyone you say. Let's say someone once said, Imam, I would hope that my teacher would become Muslim. Someone said my mother. Someone said my father, my sister, my best friend. All of those things are legitimate because the Prophet wanted his uncle, Abu Talib, to become Muslim, and he said, say La ilaha illallah. And when he didn't, Allah revealed, إِنَّكَ لَا تَحْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَ اللَّهُ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. You can't guide whom you love, Allah guide to the straight path. All of that's legitimate. But when you think about the Prophet's dua, A'izz al-Islam, he didn't want just a man, so we saved you, alhamdulillah, you go to Jannah. No, he wanted a man of influence. Ummah was. And it is said that since Ummah became Muslim, the Ummah became strong. Most Muslims, when they became Muslims, most of the people became Muslims very quietly. Umar went to the Kaaba. Now, I'm going to translate. He said in Arabic, I'm going to translate in Brooklyn. He said, look, I'm a Muslim now. What? What? That's basically what he said. Stop it. Really? You want your wife to be without a husband? Let's go. Ummah was tough, man. Come on, man. You mean to tell me Ummah go down the road, Shaitan go another road? Oh, no part of Ummah. I mean, come on. So I think that the supplication is significant. My question to you, and you, and you, did you at least make dua that Donald Trump become Muslim, that the Pope become Muslim, that Mr. Obama becomes Muslim? Whoever you want to, it begins with dua. Da'wah begins with dua. Listen to what the Prophet said. He said, I am da'wah to Abi Ibrahim. I am the answer. I am the answer of the dua of my father Ibrahim. You see, sometimes Allah, when you ask him for something, he's not saying no. He may be saying, not now. Be in a hurry. Yes.
We make dua for Syrian people instead of working well.
You see, let me tell you something. The Prophet ﷺ made this dua. Allahumma inni a'udhuka min da'watan la yustajabu laha. Oh Allah, I seek refuge with you from a supplication that's not heard. A lot of it may have to be with us. And a lot of it could be just the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah allows things to happen. We shouldn't stop making dua. Make dua for the people of Syria. Make dua for the people of Yemen. Make dua for the people of Afghanistan and Iraq and Somalia. We keep on making dua and hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes, I hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would help us. Don't become skeptical. Sometimes Allah answers your dua right away. There's a prophet giving a khutbah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in the midst of the khutbah, a man come and say, Ya Rasulullah, man, we ain't got no rain. Make dua to Allah. You supposed to talk at Jummah? You supposed to talk Jummah? No. Prophet didn't admonish him. He simply turned around and made the dua. Anas ibn Malik said there was not one cloud in the sky. After the Prophet made the dua, all of a sudden the clouds came and it started raining. Rained for 1 week. Prophet gave him the khutbah. Here come a man. Some say the same man. Ya Rasulullah, it's too much rain. You ask Allah to stop it. Prophet turned around, make dua. This Bukhari hadith, by the way. This ain't no fabricate. This muttafaqun alayh. This Bukhari is Sahih Muslim. All of a sudden, and Ibn Anasi said, all the clouds went away and the sun came out and it stopped raining. Sometimes Allah will answer you immediately. Sometimes it take a while. Don't give up. Don't give up your dua. Yes?
You were going to share something about the Catholic schools.
Oh, yeah. This one I just saw. Just for the record, the Catholic school enrollment in the United States in the 60s was 1.2 million students in Catholic school, almost 13,000 schools. 2015 enrollment, 1,939,000. Went from 5 million to 1.9 million. From 13,000 schools to 6,568 schools. You watch all the religions in this country diminishing drastically. The Muslims you see on the growth. Right now they are renovating Masjid Haram in Mecca. Should be finished in 2020. Will be able to accommodate 3 million worshippers. Moscow, they're building a masjid right now to accommodate 60,000 worshippers. Go to America, Sheikh Katanani, his masjid, used to be a synagogue. Go around America, you see, used to be synagogues and churches, now they're masjids. There are more Muslims that go to the masjids than the Church of England. It's happening all over. Massive growth of Islam in the other faiths are diminishing. I don't say that with pride. I'm not bragging. I'm just giving you facts. One more, and then we go for salat. What time you usually make salat?
5 p.m.
5? Yes, ma'am.
So many of us are a generation of immigrants, and some of us are even come from 2 generations of immigrants. And especially 2 generations ago, the thought was to leave so that we could prosper as an ummah. The concept was to leave Mecca so that we could build an Medina. And now you spoke of sinking ships. How would you counsel the ummah to know when to jump a sinking ship or when to risk sinking along with it?
That is an excellent question. And the only thing I can say is, Allahu Alam, the Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, waited till Allah gave him the instruction, and when they jumped off the ship and went to Al-Medina, made hijrah. Maybe the signs when they come so close, I'm not giving up now. I've been offered to go all over the world, and my love is here. It's my country, and I will fight to make it better. I think it's a great country. Individuals have to make a decision. Like, you know what? My family, this ain't good for me. We going back home. Me, I can't go back home. This is home for me. And we do have to start looking. I have looked for places of migration. Where could we migrate? Where could all these Muslims in America, where could we migrate? And I've looked around the world. One of the places that I love, I'm telling you honestly, is Australia. I want you to think about Australia. Australia is a little bit smaller than the United States in terms of physical. We have 300 million people in America, about more than 300 million. Think about Australia, almost as big as the United States, maybe 25 million. So there's a lot of space. You know what I mean? So we do have to, Imam, the leaders do have to get together and strategize at some point. Maybe we should go. Maybe we go to Africa. I don't know. Some Muslims have to consider what they call the brain drain, where some of the best people from different countries all leave and come to places like America, then ain't nobody left there. So I think one of the places of the future is Africa, in my opinion. Rich, and other places. So I think it's a fabulous question. I don't know the answer to it, but I think we should keep looking, keep an eye on it, because it's right now, it's almost like Allah is using President Trump to bring down the country. To me, I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm reading it, and I'm watching it, and I'm saying, if these people, other Republicans, don't stand up and hold his hand, they themselves will lose. Just look what happened in Pennsylvania. That's they no little thing. When you saw Lamb win in Pennsylvania, where Trump won by 20 points, and he won, are you kidding me? And all that money they put in there, millions, maybe $11 million, all over the country, trying to pump him up, and the Democrat, he wins. So I'm reading the signs, and I'm saying, so, but I do think this, though, whatever we do, we have to be slaves of Allah. And no matter what other people do, so if you're going to be a da'i, be concerned with what Allah wants us to be concerned with. Say what is halal, what Allah make halal. Say what haram, what Allah make haram. No.
I just wanted to say that in development finance, and Africa has been the fastest growing region for the last 10 years, and it will be for the next 15 years.
Yeah, mashallah.
So it will grow faster than any other part.
Allah Akbar. Tayyib. Yes, sir.
Also, in regards to that,
Take the mic. Anyone?
I can speak loud.
Okay, good.
Also, in regards to that, the Prophet ﷺ sent some of the
weaker Muslims to Abyssinia before migrating.
Very good.
So if there were people that felt they needed to go, you know, as you said, the leadership knows exactly where, you know, can pinpoint places where people can go if they're persecuted, they can't handle it.
Excellent, brother. Thank you. Point. You know, I am. There's another store I go to. I go there. I get a Muslim newspaper. And that's the only place in my area that I can get that newspaper. So when they come and they see me, and it's a place owned and operated by Koreans. So one day I've been going to the store like years. So one day the worker, she said to me, "Where are you from?" I said, "America." She said, "No, where you really from?" I said, "America." "Where your parents from?" "America." She said, "But your dress." I said, "I'm a Muslim." She said, "Oh, terrorism." She was joking, no doubt. She was joking, but in the joke, there's something. But you know what? This woman recently, during Ramadan, she said to me one day I came in, she said, "You better not be eating." Then I came there one day, she said, "You're going to be praying tomorrow." I said, "How you do this?" She got a friend now that's a Muslim. And so I talked, I said, I think you're going to become a Muslim one day. She said, no, I can eat is okay, but I got to drink. But you see, brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, man, the world is open if we just go. You got a product, just try to sell your product. I'm telling you, it's the greatest product in the world. And you can't lose. Because even if they say no, Allah gonna give you credit for trying. So, thank you, beloved brother. Yes?
I feel that even every calamity brings opportunities. And Assalamu alaikum. And I think we see in our own lives also when there's calamity and comes, there are also opportunities. And I think we see a moral decay in a society. And the answer is really in Islam, alhamdulillah. And there's a solution which we have, but we don't know about it, unfortunately. And there is a solution, I think, when there's complete darkness, even a candle makes a big difference. Like that. When we see a darkness, in this darkness, if we stand up, inshallah, and practice and become role models, I think this will attract.
I agree. I agree. You know, sisters, I got another sports question. Please forgive me.
I love sports.
Oh, you love sports? Okay. All right. You can answer this question too then. Who's the greatest basketball player ever?
The
Greatest.
Kobe Bryant.
Who said Michael Jordan?
Kobe Bryant.
Hakeem Olajuwon. I was hoping you say that. Let me tell you why. What? Who? Huh? Will Chamberlain? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Who?
By far Kareem.
By far. If you look at this, by far. But let me tell you something about Hakeem that I love. Hakeem Olajuwon. Two things, right? Did you know in basketball he made over, I forgot the figure, like $70 million playing basketball, something like that, right? And do you know that since he left basketball, he made over $100 million? They did a big spread on him. He made $100 million in real estate. They mentioned in the article that because he's a Muslim, he doesn't deal in interest. Everything he does is cash. Hakeem Olajuwon is a real role model. This brother, I'm telling you, he lived in Houston, Texas. When he was playing for the Houston Rockets, if you wanted to see him, go to the Masjid al-Fajr. Always there. When they won the championship, you know how players, when they win championship, they drink alcohol and stuff like that? Of course, he didn't drink any of that. And they had a parade in Houston for the team. And he told them that he couldn't make it. They said, why? He said, because Friday, we have our salat, our prayer. And they said, no problem. They started the parade, and they took him to the masjid and waited for him. Held up the parade until the Jummah prayer was over, and then they continued the parade. Walt Frazier, you remember Walt Frazier? He's a commentator. He's one of the great basketball players. He played for the New York Knicks, not the Jersey whatever you call yourself. I'm sorry, I love you, but please.
They're in Brooklyn now.
So he was speaking on radio once, and Fort Fraser said, "You know something, Hakeem Olajuwon?" He said, "You know, he's a Muslim. And during the year, they have this thing called Ramadan." He mentioned Ramadan, and the Muslims fast. And they said, "Hakeem, he fasts during Ramadan and plays basketball." And he said on radio, he said it's been proven that when he's fasting, he scores more points, more rebounds, and more blocks. I mean, come on. Hakeem really is a model. You don't know this. Probably most of you don't know that. You know, right now, NBA players come to his farm in Houston and learn from him. He charges, you know how much he charges them? LeBron came, Kobe came, Howard came, what's his name? Dwight Howard came. You know how much he charges them, Imam? $100,000. Dwight Howard came to his camp because his mother urged him to. He said, because you know why? You got to learn from that man. That's a good man. Hakeem told me he gave him a Quran. I said, you read this. You don't have to tell anybody that you got it. You don't have to say you got it from me. Just read it. Hakeem, he does his job. I know some of the NBA players around him, he gave them dawah. So see, that thing is, wherever you are, if you're a cardiologist, you have opportunities to speak to people I can't speak to. That we had one year, one of the hospitals in Brooklyn invited me to speak to the doctors. And the doctors brought all their non-Muslim doctor friends. And you have an opportunity, right? Because you're respected in your field, cardiologist, right? Or whatever you do, whatever your profession is, you're a salesman, whatever it is you do, you get to places and talk to people. It don't have to be hardcore. Yo, man, you know what Islam is? Let me tell you what Islam is. Sometimes it's subtle. We were coming from the airport, and brother picked me up, white European American convert, and he had jalabiya on. We went to the toll booth, right? And he's paying the money, and the woman in the toll booth said, "Man, that's interesting, garment that you have." He said, "Thank you," and drove off. I said, "No, man. She giving you opportunity to do da'wah. Take advantage of it." "Oh yeah, you know what? We're Muslims and we try to dress modestly in this Islamic dress. That'll be there forever." I was on a plane one day, man. True story. True story. I'm finishing up. I'm on a plane. I'm reading my book. Now, I got a pet peeve, man. I don't like people. I'm reading you. I don't like that. Serious, man. What are you looking at? But this man was looking over my shoulder. And I had a book about Islam. So I did like this. You know what he said? He said, "You a Muslim?" I said, "Yes." We got in a conversation about Islam. Because you have to, every day, there are at least 2 opportunities when you can give da'wah in a very easy way. Every day you watch. 2 opportunities you can give da'wah in a very, 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 very easy way. I was on a job before I became full-time at Taqwa. I worked at a mental health clinic. And the people there were so trained. Sometimes I'm in the office making salat. I heard one of my co-workers, non-Muslims, say, "Oh, he's in his office making salat." That means prayer. They know it's Ramadan. "Oh yeah, it's Ramadan." They're not eating. It's Ramadan. So in a very non-threatening way, you can teach this message. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much. You've been really, really patient. We're gonna make our salat now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Cheers in the back, please.
Thank you.
We're going to call the adhan, inshallah, in 10 minutes. 10 minutes we'll call the Iqama. After Salah, Imam Siraj has a short informal session with our high school students. Inshallah ta'ala, so please let him with you. Again, thank you all. Imam Siraj,